You get into a relationship with somebody. You guys together decide that you don't want to be with anybody else except for the person that's standing in front of you. You make a commitment to that person and you say, listen, I'm going to reserve my flesh, my mind for you if you reserve your flesh and your mind for me. And it's generally understood that if you were to go out of that and give it to somebody else, then that's cheating, especially if you do it in a backhanded, sneaky, conniving kind of way. Is it a decision? Well, okay, look at it like this. Let's talk about murder. There's four types. You got first degree murder. First degree murder is when you intentionally kill somebody. And I want you to as I give you guys these murder definitions, I want you to think about cheating, and I want you to think about murdering the contract that you have with the person that you're supposed to be in a monogamous relationship with. You're murdering the deal that you guys made. First degree murder involves, killing somebody intentionally, typically planned and plotted out, and the perpetrator was lying in wait. They planned to kill that. Secondary murder is where the perpetrator uh, engaged in conduct that just resulted in somebody's death. They didn't plan it. They didn't want to do it on purpose. It just though they was doing some stuff and it just happened to kill somebody. Now it could be intentional, but it wasn't premeditated. It wasn't planned out. Then you have felony murder. That's what happens when you kill somebody when you out there doing something you ain't got no business doing. Felony murder is when you kill somebody committing a crime. Maybe you robbing a bank and the gun goes off, happen to accidentally kill somebody, or you doing a drive-by and you trying to shoot one person, but the baby got shot. That's felony murder. You're doing stuff that you ain't got no business doing, and you end up killing somebody. And then there's manslaughter. Now, that's different because that lacks premeditation and malicious intent. It means you just accidentally killed somebody. You didn't mean to, but just based on what you was doing or being reckless or just out there doing things, you just happen to kill somebody and you actually feel sorry about it. You didn't want to do it. Now, there's capital murder and there's vehicular manslaughter, but we're not talking about those two. With those four definitions, first degree murder, I intended to kill you. I intended to cheat on you. I intended to step out of our relationship. I know that we had a contract. I know that we had made a deal that we were going to be together, but I went to the club to go get some ass intentionally, regardless of how you feel, regardless of what we set up. Second degree murder, second degree cheating is, I ain't really plan to do anything wrong. I didn't plan it. It just, I met somebody I liked. And I knew that you were waiting on me to come home, but I just stayed the night out with them anyway. The felony one is when you out doing something you ain't got no business doing. That's like going to Vegas, getting drunk. You out with your boys, you know what I'm saying? Or you went to the what do you call it? The bachelor party. The bachelor party. And you got the strippers there. And you ain't your boy getting married. And you at the bachelor party and you drinking, next thing you know, you getting some head from one of the strippers. Didn't even plan on doing that, but you got drunk and that's what happened. And then and then manslaughter. Can you accidentally cheat on your woman? Can you slip into some pussy? No matter how you slice it, it's all a decision. Especially the first three. Planning it out, accidentally doing it because you just met somebody and you just kept your heart and your mind open to somebody else, as opposed to closing it to the world and reserving that for your woman. Since this is King Talk, I'm speaking to the men. Where you out doing shit that you knew that you had no business doing, hanging out with those single dudes, knowing them, your homies just he's in town. He just wanted to come out. Next thing you know, you in the hotel killing some pussy because you were just partying with your boy. And we know you didn't slip into no pussy. It's all a decision. And it's all bullshit. I am 100% with the men who want. I'm with Trev, man. I want you need to be 100 with your woman at all times, even if it goes against your relationship and even if it threatens her leaving. At that point, in my personal opinion, it's not cheating. Cheating is how you do something. It's not what you're doing. And if you don't give your woman the opportunity to just choose and make a choice to deal with what you're getting ready to do, if you tell them, I'm getting ready to go commit a crime, I'm getting ready to go do a first-degree murder on our relationship, I'm going to go and be reckless. I'm going, I'm gonna do some, I'm gonna just get into, I'm gonna do some felony stuff. I'm gonna be out there hanging out with the homies and partying in Vegas when I know I shouldn't be with a whole bunch of girls. I'm gonna put myself in that environment with a bunch of chicks running around and they all want me. Then, come on, man, you can never be a king. Not here at King Talk, not in my personal opinion. So it's all a choice. And I hope that men, more now than ever, choose to keep it 100 with their women. The women that you're getting ready to date, especially. And you know what? If you can, with the woman that you're currently with, rewrite the contract, man. Have a sit down and rewrite the contract that you guys are in. You may find out that it strengthens your relationship, or you guys can not waste more time than you already have. That's all I got on it.
All right. Appreciate it. I think I got charged with first degree. Anyway, so I'm just joking. No one is faithful on accident, and you decide. So yeah, I think that's 100% true. It takes, especially if so, it's different types of situations in life. There's some men who go out and never get hit on. They never get put in a situation where they go even had a possibility to cheat. Then there are other men who are consistently in that situation. And in that last situation where you're consistently put in a place where women are hitting on you or throwing themselves at you, or your homies have a lot of women around at all times and they be ready to go, and y'all have all them, you on the boat and all these other extra things is going on. It's 100% intentional to avoid them. Like I've adopted strategies like leaving the club an hour and a half before it ends. When I feel like the conversation, if we hanging out and it's going too far one way or another, I'll bring somebody else in to get me up out the conversation. You know what I'm saying? To not be rude, but still, because I'm intentionally trying to remove myself from scenarios that could go another way. And I tell my wife about like XYZ, this happened, but it's not by accident. Like I've even gone as far as to make sure somebody rode with me and I know they had to leave, so I don't even be in a situation where I want to hang out a little longer. Like you have to make preparations to try and put yourself in a position where whatever you're trying to achieve, you can achieve. Because I mean, some men might be perfect and never desire none of the other stuff. I can't say that's been my testimony in life, and I've had to move with caution and really put some thought into some of these things. It's one of the reasons why I don't even go out like that no more. Because that's too much possibility that I might get drunk in some. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not trying to be in those scenarios. So it's not by accident. You gotta have a lot of intentionality behind what you're doing. And yeah, biology is a mug.
That's that manslaughter. That's that manslaughter pussy.
So we're in the Western culture, civilized society. Robert Franklin of Morehouse College talks about the 5 wells of leadership. Man has to be well balanced, well dressed, well disciplined, well traveled, well read, all of these things, right? Shannon, I got a question, because it seems like as men in the 21st century, we can overcome a lot of things, but for some reason, we just can't overcome the need to get some pussy. Like, and we see empires toppled, and we excuse it with, well, this is our innate nature. True, maybe innate nature to want to slaughter and run through everything which come our way. But it's also innate in us to resort to violence, but somehow we find a way to keep that violent portion of us intact when it's convenient. I think that's a tired excuse that we keep saying stuff like, you know, I had to cheat. I had to have more than one. No, we in a civilized society. Part of that requires you to suppress. I'm not talking about feelings. I'm talking about your innate nature. Your that part of you. What does Jordan Peterson talk about? Become the monster and then find how to tame them. Well, what do we do that for? Because we're in a civilized society. So if you enter into a contract of monogamy, that's voluntary. That's by choice. That's a decision. If you want to be a polygamist or polyamorous or what's Wayne pansexualist, whatever that is for you and yours, enter into those things, but be honest and upfront with whatever that is, right? But because the other part of it is for me is that just because you enter into a contract of monogamy doesn't make you any less of a man or whatever compared to anyone who enters into whatever works for them in their situation. So those things are by choice. That's your decision, right? Leadership is voluntary. Monogamy is voluntary. Serving is voluntary, right? And these are all the things that we ask of men, right? You discipline yourself, forge yourself through the fire. You know what I'm saying? Be a man. Those are all choices. Those are all choices. So you're not gonna become a man by accident. You're not gonna become an upstanding husband, a productive citizen by accident. All of these things are decisions. Point blank. Period. I'm going on mute, fam. I'm going on mute. I don't want to rant. I'm going on mute.
I gotta ask you, Chicago, really. I gotta ask you one question, man.
Hold on, before you ask, let me get it off.
Go ahead, man.
Let me get it off because I know how y'all take that motherfucking mic and say fuck Hank. So let me say this. I agree. It's a decision. It's a decision every man will have to make if the temptation comes about. Like Darwin said, if he's at the gym and the temptation's there, he has to learn how to turn away from controlling. You know what I'm saying? I mean, make sure you don't look in the mirror so you can see the reflection of that big old ass. I understand. I promise you I do. Unfortunately, I made a bad, selfish ass decision back in 2011 to do what I did. And it cost me. It cost me her trust, her belief in me. Try to build it back up. It never was the same. It never was the same. So as far as making that decision to do that, you got to be ready with the consequence, whatever it is. You're going to have to handle whatever consequence you get. If you make a decision to step out and cheat, get ready for the consequences. You might not like them. Because the consequence could be she goes out and cheat. Now how's that going to sit with you? That another man done dicked your wife down. But what can you say? You wouldn't dick another woman down. So that's a part of the consequence you got to deal with. Now, as far as having multiple wives, most men can't afford, average men can't afford to have multiple wives. Because you got to take care of them women. If you can't afford to take care of them, why do you want to get all of them? Me, I don't have the patience for that shit. So I don't have no problem with being monogamous now. None at all. I couldn't imagine having 2 or 3 women in my home. I ain't got it no more. Maybe I was 20, I could probably deal with them heifers. Yeah, 48-year-old Hank ain't dealing with them. Fuck them. They get mad. I'm leaving their asses at a goddamn restaurant. So I'm not gonna keep on being patient and dealing with them. No, sir. And I'm not gonna take care of all them heifers. You're too goddamn grown to be taking care of. I'm taking care of one woman, my wife. That's the only woman I'm gonna take care of, my one wife. So if y'all guys want to have multiple, man, good luck and congratulations to that situation. I wouldn't want that for the world. But I understand why people want it, because they want variety. Let me say this. You want some variety? Tell your old lady to wear a wig, switch it up. Meet her ass at a goddamn hotel. Switch it up, man. Don't be fucking missionary all the goddamn time with your old lady in the bedroom. Switch the game up. You want something different? Tell her to call you another man's name. And you call another woman's name. Role play. Play dress up. Fuck it. Get kinky with these motherfuckers. I'm done.
Hey, Hank, real quick. The one part I wanted to kind of rap with you about is I think you're most of that I agree, but the only thing I would say is that it's a little bit different. I know Marcus spoke to this before, but like as far as it, depending on what type of woman you get, right? Like let's say if you're one of those dudes that say you're going to have multiple women, there are some women who will be an absolute headache, right? But it depends on what you get, like that. Especially, and I hate to keep saying it in Western civilization, but there are other places where it's more of a community, man. You'll have a household where everybody know how to play their position, and you will have multiple heads working in unison as a family unit, doing so much more together collectively than if them just being a headache. Because not every woman's a headache, man. You start stamping your passport, and I hate to even do that because there's some awesome women here too. So I don't want to say that's the only way, but if that's all you ever see, I would say just stamp your passport just so you could say, you know what, let me go look and see some other things because you'll be exposed to more of it. But there are some awesome women here. I'm going to be honest and say it's far and rare, but if you met some of the other kinds of women that really are just very cooperative and feminine and everything, you'd be surprised, man. They could really help you run your household and make your life hella easier if you have a woman that's actually raised pour into her man.
And Trev, I agree with you, but it's only going to take that one day when they hell on wheels. That one day where they can't get along, because we all realize women are selfish. Most women are selfish. They don't want to be sharing your dick. They don't want to be sharing your money, your time, your energy, your resources. They don't want to do that. Not the average woman. And I don't give a shit what country they come from. If they can have you all to themselves, they prefer that. Now they're willing to adjust because that's what you want, and they know you provide for them, and they want that provision. In order to keep that provision, you have to get along to get along. But for most women, they selfish as hell. They not ready to share. And when them days are bad, they gonna be bad. Them days when they can't get along, I understand. 365 days, yeah. But guess what? 360 days, they may be good. Them 5 days gonna be like a lifetime. Fuck that shit, Trev.
So Hank, let me ask you a quick question. You're speaking from a point of a lesson learned, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Hey, Hank, what that grandbaby call you? They call you Paw?
Granddaddy.
Oh, okay, yeah. You sound like one, man. You got the pipe or the cigar?
I don't smoke the pipe, man. RIP to my great grandfather. The last pipe that I had was his, so no, I stopped.
Yeah.
But I do have cigars.